What up, Deadbeats? I hope everybody is doing well, especially as we are inching our way out of summer right into fall. I hope the temperature is dropping soon. We've had some cooler evenings, but I know the closer we get to September or October for that matter, too, the cooler it gets. So here's hoping we get there soon because I'm tired of this heat. I don't know about y'all, but it is rough out there. I like that cool fall weather. Plus, the closer it is October, the closer we're out of Halloween, and y'all know how much I'm a big Halloween stan. So yeah. Before we jump in to today's reading, just a few plugs. I'm going to be back at 804 Fest at River City Roll. That'll be September 12th, I believe, starting at 5 p.m. But details to come on that. I'll keep you guys posted. And if you want to follow me on Instagram at Irish_wake_tarot, of course, you can find me at any of these things, or hit me up for private readings, things along those lines. But yeah, September 12th, I will be back over at 804 Fest at River City Roll. Excited to be doing that. Always a good time. I'll be slinging some tarot. And we'll have some local vendors and live music and things. So, plenty of things to check out. Bars always hopping over there, as well as plenty of bowling and things to do beyond that, too. Also, from the 21st through the 29th of September, I'm actually going to be around for a bit of a Halloween market over with Cut and Run Vintage, local thrift shop, I do believe. They're also working with Studio 23. They've done a few of these markets before. And the cool thing is, it's kind of like a make my own hours job. So I'll be popping in and out. Again, if you follow me on Instagram, you guys can catch me anytime you're there, especially if you are in the Richmond area. I'll keep you guys posted on all that. In that mix, I will also be back over at the Poe Museum for another Unhappy Hour. Had a blast at the last one. I don't know if you guys have checked out my picks from the punk rock night, but y'all know, especially as a theater nerd, I go all out for any theme that's really my vibe. And punk rock is definitely my vibe, definitely my scene. I had the eye makeup and all that stuff going, cut up a nice skull t-shirt, along with some distressed jeans and combat boots and all that good stuff. So you know me, I'm here for it. And the music was hopping too, some really dope bands that night, because can't have a good punk rock night without some solid punk rock bands. So it's a very good time. Good to be back doing that again. Yeah, I think that's the extent of everything. You guys can always hit me up for private readings starting at $10 through Instagram if you want to DM me there. You can also email me, irishwaketarot@gmail.com. Available for parties, weddings, events, things of that nature as well. So, yeah, I think that's the extent of it. Without further ado, let's jump into our Virgo season reading. It's kind of fitting because I'm actually getting off of my second shift at a brand new job. It's some pretty mindless stuff, which I actually kind of enjoy. Helps me kind of work on my tarot stuff, get some editing and things done, promotion, contacts, things along those lines. It's nice to have a little bit more of a stable paycheck than running around doing Lyft all the time, because oh my god, does it suck the life out of me. But y'all know I'm here for it. So, well, here for the money, not here for doing that job. So what are you guys do? All right. While I am shuffling too, let me take a little quick break here to remind you guys we're going to be going back to our Irish Wake spread here too. It is a 3-card spread where it's going to determine what you're burying, releasing, letting go of, anything that also might be standing in the way for future plans, goals, things along those lines. At an Irish Wake, that bartender's going to be asking you what's your poison, but we know that to be a loaded question, so that's going to be our loaded card. We're going to look at the bitter as well as the sweet side of that question, and as it pertains to that card. And last but not least, we're going to find something to toast, something to celebrate, something good to move forward with here too, so we can find that good stuff there too. But yeah, Virgo season brings a lot of, diligence, hard work. It's earth energy, so it's pragmatic energy, practical energy. It is about kind of focusing, on making that paper, earning what you need to do too. I always joke that there is not a Virgo in this on this planet that will go by without letting those dishes be washed. So don't take advantage of their kindness and generosity. They're happy to do it for you too. But I think it speaks to a lot of their restlessness. They can tend to be kind of workaholics. They can tend to be a little bit critical on themselves, and I think sometimes they're critical of others because if you're doing the mother hen duties all the time, you're going to be hard on some other folks because you're putting your time in. You deserve that too. So I think with that being said, I've been talking to just, a number of individuals who have been losing their jobs, dealing with health problems, dealing with separations, a lot of things. I've had a lot of really close personal conversations with some few individuals with a number of things that are out there, and they're still trying their best, and I think they're good people. That deserve the best. We all are, but these are people that are especially close to me, very supportive of what I do, who I am, and just good friends. So breaks my heart to see that. And as someone who has been through the work struggles, I think what we owe it to ourselves is to shed off that stress, that anxiety. And, much like a Virgo wants to work on themselves a little bit too, I think we shouldn't be overcritical of ourselves or others. It's easier said than done in a lot of situations. I am a Virgo cusper, so I know I fall into these habits myself. I especially get very judgmental. I get very jealous of things, and I hate that. I think that's some energies that we can purge, that we can get rid of, and get back to the focused, diligent energy that we have. I say if you want to look at it from an earth perspective, and kind of bring in that pentacle suit here, it's about planting those seeds, putting a little excuse me, I cannot speak today at all. Putting a little TLC into planting those seeds, making sure they harvest properly, making sure that it's getting the right sunlight, the right water, healthy, nutritious habits, things along those lines. And sometimes we got to move that plant. Sometimes we think it's in a very good spot where it may thrive and do well, but it could be thriving and doing better somewhere else. Even an aesthetic vibe too, where it can be a matter of just kind of putting it somewhere where it can be seen and show off, and really kind of bring a certain room to life. And I will also say, lastly, that Virgos, are associated with maiden versions, Demeter energy, Persephone energy, specifically too. There's a harvest, a fertility component, especially when we're talking about the fall here. And I think we owe it to ourselves to find that purity. I'm not saying everybody needs to be, a church nun or anything here, but I think it is important to harness that pure side of our soul, so that we can, harvest the things that are good for us, the things that we deserve: good jobs, good futures, love, families, wealth, if that's what you're looking for too. Any of these things, all these things, I think are really good to focus on too. And in contrast to the earth energy, you can really think of the pentacle suit as a coin, not only just running out, having to hustle and earn that money, but more importantly about literally the process it takes to make a coin. You got to harvest all the materials out there. You have to shape it into a coin shape itself. Then you got to add that little artistic flair on there, whether you're making like a commemorative coin or put one of our founding fathers' faces on it. It depends on what you're talking about here too. But that takes hard work, determination, and focus. And I think we should really harness all that Virgo energy, whether we are a Virgo, whether it falls anywhere in our chart or not. Really do that. And just in case I don't believe I said it, happy birthday to all the Virgos out there that are kicking off the season. I know we're a little late on the start of it here too, but I do wish you guys the best. And without further ado, let's see what we got here. So our first card is going to be the Judgment card. And isn't that fitting? Wasn't I literally just saying, let's exercise that need to be so critical on ourselves and critical of others? And that's a big, big, big part of this Judgment card right here too. Because it's about holding ourselves sort of this higher standard. I always like to point out this individual, whether you want to see it as a dancer or a ballerina or what have you, sort of like emerging from the vessel below. It is about striving to achieve our highest and best self. We can always elevate ourselves. We don't need to be so harsh on ourselves that we're disgusting or gross or worthless or blah, 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 all that stuff. But we can, because we are capable of more, elevate ourselves. What can I work on? If I decide I want to, get on a diet, do that diet, but do that diet for me. If I decide I want to start working out, get a little bit more of an athletic physique, good God knows I could use it too. Then knowing that, I want to do it because it's going to make me feel good. It's going to give me those endorphins. I'm going to feel better. I'm going to potentially look better if I feel more comfortable that way. If it is that idea that you want to attract athletic people or people that are attracted to athletic individuals, then, hey, that's the way to do it. it takes that focus and that basic level of determination. And I think as long as we aren't, distracting ourselves or letting these other distractions kind of come in there too, of they have this, I should have that, I could be doing that, I should be doing this, you're going to drive yourself nuts. You're never ever going to get there if you're so hard on yourself. The only times you should really be hard on yourself is a motivator, to be disciplined. That's the difference, is having discipline versus criticism. Ooh, I think we've stumbled across something here. Is discipline over criticism. That, make that your mantra when you're doing that for all of Virgo season. If you want to channel that energy, remind yourself discipline over criticism, and that's going to help you stay on that right path. That's going to help you achieve your highest and best self. And judgment is just a step below the world card. It is a major arcana, so it's a bigger part of our fate, our existence, our day-to-day, however you want to look at that. But it's a step away from completing this final cycle, which does end in victory. Even if it is the simplest, smallest victory, even if it's just getting through something, accomplishing something. I myself with this new job, I'm just saying, hey, you know what? I'm doing something where I'm not burning all my gas all the time. I'm not chasing that dollar. I can actually relax a little bit. I can enjoy. I can feel productive. I get a lot of steps in, burn those little calories as I'm going, get on a routine. Things along those lines, but just reminding yourself that you are elevating to that higher and best good, so you can complete this cycle. And you can be like a judge and drop that proverbial gavel and making final decisions for yourself, having that absolute closure, those things that make that sort of finalize the process, so you can achieve that last step, if that makes sense. I don't know. That's just my 2 cents on the matter. All right, affirmation. It does say, "Hello, Essence. I invite you to show up every day. I invite my soul to shine unapologetically." Hello, Essence. I invite you to show up every day. I invite my soul to shine unapologetically. Let's do one more. Hello, Essence. I invite you to show up every day. I invite my soul to shine unapologetically. And I think so. I think that essence, that hardworking spirit, can be really what we bring forward, reminding us that can be our motivator, that can be our fuel source, that can help carry us through these things, and that we are meant to shine. We don't have to apologize for that. That's okay. We're allowed to shine. We're meant to shine. All of us are supposed to shine. And take it from a Leo. You have my full and utter permission to shine. Not that you need it, but I'm here to tell you that's what we got to get out in there and do. We got to shine. And adding that little shine to the diligent earth energy of a Virgo, I think, is really, really a nice pairing, as it were. All right, let's move on to our bittersweet card here, too. What do we got? Ooh. We got the Ace of Swords. This one's been popping up a lot. I've had a lot of readings for other individuals. I've been seeing this too. I'm having trouble recalling if it's shown up in my own, but I'm not going to say I haven't seen it at all. But definitely a lot of these other readings that I've been doing at these markets and and all that good stuff. And the Ace is the beginning, a new, fresh start. Here we are in a brand new season. If you want to take my new job or your new endeavors or the new things that you're going off, we are at the beginning of a journey here too. And this sword, as I like to remind people all the time, the sword is associated with the mind. I want to keep them both sharp, right? And so we educate ourselves, we communicate, we ask questions, we do research, we learn things, we grow, we develop. And with this, sort of new sword, as it were, you can look at that as a new perspective, a new idea, some clarity, some foresight, a lot of different things that kind of come with that. Because if you notice, there's this massive beam of light that's coming out right from the center of their brain. And you got this beautiful, beautiful little staircase that's going right down and delving in, learning more, understanding, getting that clarity. And I'm focusing on that myself because I think with that hard work and determination, we do get a lot of clarity. We do see the world differently. We come up with new ideas, new focuses, new skills, or set our sight on something that kind of works for us. So I think the bitter side is it is hard to change that perspective. It is hard to just come up with ideas and things. It's hard to get the answers we're looking for, or begin this sort of thought process at work with this Eight of Swords. But I think giving it that room, laying the groundwork, doing what we're supposed to do, putting our nose to the grindstone, but giving it that time to breathe, that room to think, and even sit back and enjoy your work. I think that's going to bring that mental clarity for us. I think that's what's going to bring the good stuff. So again, it's, just like dieting, exercise, studying, homework, all those things. Online dating, all these things that are sort of a process to get to things. They take hard work and determination, but through that time and through that hard work, we create opportunities for serendipity for ourselves. And I think it is going to come out with good things. I do hope it leads to bigger and better things for all of you, because we deserve these opportunities, especially if we get an idea. I'm such a kid in a candy store when I get an idea I'm excited about, whether it's a D&D thing I want to work on, whether it's a new writing process, whether it's a new avenue for my tarot, whether it's a new job, that I am excited about. What am I going to learn? How's it going to work? Where can I be? What can I do? All that good stuff. It is fun and it's exciting. The juice is always going to be worth the squeeze on that one. At least I think so. I experience brilliant moments of clarity. There you go. I experience brilliant moments of clarity. I experience brilliant moments of clarity, and I hope this Virgo season, when you're putting your best foot forward, that you do experience those moments of clarity and take their sort of OCD level of cleaning to heart, because I talk about it. When I clean my bong, things like that, even just doing dishes, basic laundry, things around the house, you do get that clarity because you feel like your mind, your soul, your body, your heart, all these things are kind of being cleansed at the same time. You're giving things a certain different thought process. Plus, with that pentacle energy, you can see the fruits of your labor. You can say, hey, at least I cleaned all these dishes. Hey, at least I got all this laundry done. I put these clothes away. I reorganized my apartment. Created a better vibe and things. Right on cue. Here's my familiar Winston. What you doing, buddy? He's hard at work always, trying to get food, but what are you gonna do? Anyways, yeah, let's move on to card number 3. Something to toast, something to celebrate. And I like this Page of Swords coming out after our Ace of Swords, because I think that does definitely indicate a good growth, a good evolution on there too. Because when we have these new ideas, these new thought processes, we become like a student. We focus on what we need to do. We find the right avenues, the right resources, the right people to ask the right questions to, and all these things. And one of the big things I love about this image of the Page of Swords is you notice those like light bulb balloons. They're elevating the individual, they're lifting them off the ground. Kind of like this Judgment card we have right at the beginning too. You got that spirit emerging from the individual. And since the Page of Swords really is like the student of students here, I think once we do kind of crack that wide open, we develop the thesis, the theory, and we get excited about this stuff too. I myself wasn't a strong student in high school. I did okay, but any classes I truly really cared about, any projects and things in there too. And I had a few teachers who were nice enough to say, and I didn't get this feedback often, they would say he works harder than anybody we've ever met. And that was always my thing, is it's something I'm interested and I'm excited about. And you deserve to nurture and feed that beast, because we need people to discover these things. Everybody was a nobody at some point before they became famous, at least. I'm not saying everybody needs to become a celebrity or a historical figure or what have you, because I wouldn't know how to tell you how to do that in the first place. But know that you do have to go through this humble phase with these new beginnings. And that's what's going to take that hard work, that diligence, that determination. And you can use that critical eye to focus on your work, to make sure everything it's neat, it's crisp. The I's are dotted, the T's are crossed. Everything just makes sense and lines up in there too. And even being open to criticism from others. If it's nasty criticism, they can go jump in a lake, whatever, who cares? But healthy criticism will help us grow. And even our enemies can kind of push us to where we need to be, as much as we don't want to have to deal with that, especially with the insecurities. But there's good stuff in there. All right, it says, I learn and expand my consciousness and open up new opportunities for my life. I'm loving these clarities and new opportunities. That's great stuff. Shining unapologetically. It says, I learn and expand my consciousness and open up new opportunities for my life. I learn and expand my consciousness and open up new opportunities in my And I think that is, I think this really just all goes hand in hand, learning to shine unapologetically and inviting opportunities and all that diligence into your life then, and you're going to get that clarity, that new perspective, even if it is hard to sort of develop and manifest those ideas. And that's going to help grow, thrive, and build into much bigger and better opportunities. And you're going to feel like this little kid here with these light bulbs going off everywhere, and they're just going to elevate you right off the ground there too. I love it all. Yeah, I do hope you guys have a good, strong Virgo season. I do think, harvesting itself requires a lot of hard work, determination, focus. Get your house in order, get your affairs in order and things. And, keep that purity of heart, which another reason I think this Page of Swords is showing up too is keep that pure heart and that almost innocence with it too, or at least the humility that comes with it. And I think it's just going to lead to so many new opportunities for you. My condolences to a lot of people who've lost jobs, lost loved ones lately, dealing with health issues, separations, or just feel like life is just kicking them in the teeth or beating them while they're down. You're good, sweet people. Whether I know you or not, you are. You have the potential to do great and amazing things, and I'm right here to help you figure out how to do that. If you guys want to hit me up for a private reading, you can DM me at Irish_wake_tarot on Instagram. Email me irishwaketarot@gmail.com. $10 private readings starting at 10. I've also got Zoom readings starting at $30 on there too. Available for weddings, parties, corporate events, things along those lines. I'd love to see you. But yeah, and if you feel like you're really absolutely truly struggling and just don't have the money, hit me up. I'll get you with a free one. So just please don't take advantage. If you get the money, I need it too. But I'm happy to help those that are struggling to try and get by. Happy birthday again, all my Virgo sun signs out there. And harness all that energy, whether you got Virgo in your chart anywhere or not. But I think we're all capable. I think things are possible. And feel those feelings on the bad days, but really embrace the good days too. They're coming. I know they will. All right. Thank you guys. Slancha.